What's up, you guys? Saludos, buenos dias. So, I am going to talk about a YouTuber today. I'm not going to talk bad about them, just going to talk about the situation that they're in. Recently, this podcaster named 16 to Life, Chill. His name's Chill, I believe, and his channel 16 to Life. Called out Dubs. Dubs denied it to get down with them as far as boxing match. But then uh, Gunner decided he was gonna step up and he was gonna take the fade for Dubs, the fight, right? See, you guys got me talking about fades and shit like I'm a youngster. He was gonna take the boxing match against Chill. So they agreed to have a boxing match. I don't know how they were gonna do it, but they were gonna do it, right? Somebody asked me, "What do you think is gonna happen? Who's gonna win?" And I had specifically said, "The fight will not go down. Gunner will not step in the ring with Chill. Not because he's scared of him. Not for any reason other than Gunner's just not going to do it. Gunner is going to use that fight in every way to get subscribers except to fight. So, in other words, he will use the publicity of a fight. He will use the publicity for the drama, but he will not step in that ring, in my opinion. So, as in the months have gone by, people ask me, "Do you still feel the same way?" Yes, I do. I still feel the same way. I don't think Gunner will ever step in the ring again. He did with Cholo Trucker. That's a whole different animal right there. But I seen Gunner on talking about his diabetes and basically use almost I want to say using an excuse his diabetes. I've been in the hospital. I have diabetes. Well, I got diabetes too. I'm not gonna compare my diabetes to his. That would be unfair of me. That would be, well, I could do this and I have diabetes, or he might have it more severe than me. I don't know. But just the same, he talks about that he wants to. That this is one of the reasons that he's not gonna box. From what I understand. Like I said, I might be wrong. I don't know. I can only speak because I really don't watch either one of their contents, right? But as Gunner is explaining the situation, he is drinking a beer. Now, anybody who knows anything about diabetes understands that beer has a lot of sugar. Beer is one of the first things they tell you to stay away from when you have diabetes. So it kind of goes against what you're saying is, you know what, I'm not going to fight because I got diabetes. I'm a sick man. But you know what, let's drink a beer to that. That just doesn't make sense to me, right? Like I said, I'm going through this with diabetes myself right now. I have neuropathy. You know what neuropathy is? Pains in the feet, the stabbing. But see, my sugar has never really been high. I don't have sugar that's a couple hundred. I don't have sugar like that. I have sugar that's 180, 160. But for whatever reason, the sugar attacks my body a lot harder than somebody that might have sugar 2 or 300. I guess it just depends on the system on how bad the sugar is going to attack your body. And my sugar attacks my body roughly, takes advantage of me, right? So it doesn't make sense at all to me, regardless on what your stage of diabetes is. Is if you're gonna tell somebody you can't fight, you can't do this, you can't be productive because of your diabetes, but yet you're drinking a beer. And the one thing boxing will do for you is put you back in health. Will get your sugar under control because you're getting healthy. You have to work out. So it doesn't make no sense not to fight, not to box, if you're going to use that excuse as a diabetes. Now, if you don't want to fight, then a man should just say, "Hey, I'm just too old to fight. I'm not fighting nobody," and that should be understood. Like the other while back, I seen Lucky from Hoodstocks get in a boxing match. Right, he had a supporter. By the way, congratulations, Lucky, for getting new studios. I never had a doubt. So Hoodstocks decides to get in. He decides to get in the ring with this individual. This individual's wolfing. Hoodstocks decides, you know what? I'm gonna get in the ring. I'm gonna show these motherfuckers how I get down. And he did a good job. I was shocked. I was surprised. I'm not saying he's a boxer, but he did exceptionally well. You know, in my opinion, I think he did really very good for an amateur. You know what I mean? But I almost forgot what I said. So he did pretty good as an amateur, right? But he did get in the ring. But see, this brought on a whole different shebang now. Now everybody's calling Lucky out. We have rappers that are calling Lucky out. We got everybody in their grandma calling Lucky out now. And I think that was a mistake for Lucky to do that boxing match because this is what happens. It's like being in the game. If you're with the business, right? You're in the neighborhood, you're with the business, you're doing shit. And you go handle some business, right? Now it's expected of you. It's not that you're not capable of it. But it's expected of you now. And people want it from you. So you show that you would do it. So now they're saying, yeah, he got it. And if you don't do it, continue to prove yourself. Then people start talking shit. And that's what's happening with Duncan now. Is that he decided he was going to show people that he was with the business. And now everybody's pushing harder for him to show more. Lucky's not a young man. That dude, I think he's 46, maybe 49. He's not a young man. And he's doing everything to show people that he's not out there banging, not fucking around no more. He's trying to show people a better way of life. And everybody wants him to go fight. But like I said, that's kind of his fault because he should have never went there in the beginning. My opinion. Again, to reiterate, will Gunner get in the ring? No, he won't. In my opinion, he won't. The reason being, he has no reason to. He makes enough money, but he is smart enough that he will use that idea of going into boxing to make money. He will utilize that attention that he gets from the boxing match to make money on it and exploit it. I'm not saying anything's wrong with it. I'm just telling you that's what's going to happen. At no point will Gunner get in the ring to box again. My opinion. I might be wrong. Who knows? I know I've had people tell me, hey, why don't you come out and box, honey? One, I don't want to embarrass myself because I am too old. And it would be an embarrassment for somebody that's like myself that's actually been in a ring, know what boxing details, go in the ring and get my ass boo-bopped by some little girl because she wants to show that she's down, and I go in there trying to play He-Man and get my ass whipped by some little girl. Because that's probably what's going to happen. I'm probably going to get hurt by a little girl, but that's beside the point. My wife laughed at me when I told her, they want me to go in a boxing match. The first thing out of her mouth is, you better not. Even though I never had intentions of it, that was the first thing out of her mouth was, you better not. Because it's like I said, I'm too old I understand what boxing has for a lot of training. It's just not a little sport that you just jump into half-ass. Somebody can really get hurt boxing. And I know a lot of guys are pushing, oh, well, I train, I do this, I know that. And they try to compare boxing to street fighting. It's not the same. But with that being said, everybody, have a blessed one. Good night. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.